Guys, I'm going to be speaking to you single people. First of all, your first thing is this: you need to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that your walk with God is secure before you get in a relationship. I'm going to say that again. You need to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that your relationship is secure before you begin in a relationship. Because a relationship, if it's not secure, if it's not built on the rock, it's a distraction. And you don't need those relationships, ladies. You need a guy who will treasure you and treat you like the jewel that you are, okay? Proverbs 31, that's how precious you are, okay? Don't get me started on that either. I'll be doing a whole sermon on that. Don't think I won't. Okay, guys. Now singleness, it can be discouraging. Let's be real. Because you're like, oh my gosh, I would so love to go, do Bible study with my boyfriend. Like, oh my God, that would be so cool. I'm scaring myself. I'm sounding like a valley girl. But for real, you get discouraged because you want someone to spend, your life with, because being single sometimes can be boring. I'm just going to be real. It can be boring. But my dogs, okay. But being single can be boring. It can be. But there's some things that you can do to stop that. First of all, don't make your husband an idol. And you do that by putting God above everything. And number 2, always make time to spend time with God. I know that kind of goes with step 1, but it does. You need to make time to spend God. You need to make time to spend time with God. Meditate in His Word, because when you meditate in your Word, then discouragement has to leave. And a lot of times, single people, we face this a lot because we're waiting for the promise. And as we're waiting for the promise, it's like we're in the wilderness and we're like, oh, come on, God, I just want to get my promise. But see, if you get the promise without the work, it's not God. I'm going to say that again. If you get the promise without the work, it's not God. So you have to go through some work. You got to work. And don't put so much pressure on yourself, ladies, to do the pursuing. Let the guy pursue you, okay? But be pursuable. In other words, look like you want to be caught. Look like you want to be caught. Look decent, Be sweet, be charming, but let your heart be the main attraction. You know what I'm saying? I know this is like one of these videos that's gonna be interesting. But, singleness doesn't have to be boring. You just have to spend more time with God, And don't let it become discouraging. I know it's easier said than done, but remind yourself when you get discouraged that, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Because sometimes we have to remind ourselves of that, because we have to have an expectation. Because if we don't have an expectation, then our hope is gone. Jeremiah 29, verse 11, it says, "For I know the thoughts I have for you, says the Lord. Thoughts not to harm you, but thoughts to give you a hope for your future." So I want to encourage you, single people, that, maybe He's having you go through this very long journey so you can develop a very strong relationship with God that's tangible. So when the right one comes, you'll know it. I'm going to say that again. He's developing you now. So when the right one comes, you'll know it beyond a shadow of a doubt. That way you won't fall for the imposters anymore. Because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of falling for the imposters. I want the authentic. I want the real deal. But the only way I'm going to get the real deal is if I have my eyes fixed on Jesus and I don't have my eyes fixed on a husband. Because if you have your eyes fixed on a husband, let me tell you something. The devil can accommodate that. But it'll be the hell, okay? If you want a heavenly thing, you have to wait for it. But when you wait, that doesn't mean you're being lazy. That means you're actually putting the word into practice. That means you're praying. You're praying for your husband. You're praising the Lord that he's coming. I mean, crazy stuff like this. That's how you know the prophetic is moving in your life, even as a single person. So I'm not going to tell you don't be discouraged, because sometimes that will come. But let worship become stronger than your discouragement. I'm just going to end with that. I'm going to say that one more time. Let worship become stronger than your discouragement. I love you, singles. I just want to encourage you guys. Remember, this is just a journey. This season of being single, it's not going to last forever. But I'm going to encourage you with something that God's been just telling me repetitively. That you need to enjoy this season of singleness, because before you know it, you're going to be married. Before you know it, you're going to be someone's wife. So just enjoy it. Just embrace being single, because God's trying to teach you something in this season of being single that you can't learn when you're married. When you are married, it's kind of like too late. So let him teach you things that he can't teach you when you're married, that he can teach you now. Because now is like a precious time with the Lord, because you have all this time that you can spend with him, because you're single, because you don't have anybody, any relationship. So being single is actually a blessing in that sense. So I just wanted to end it with an encouragement. So, love you guys.